money can't buy this. You
Yeah.
know, this is what greatness look like, and this is what I want. This is the level I want to take. I don't care what I'm doing. Even if I'm a shoemaker, I want to be so great being a shoemaker.
This episode is brought to you by our friends at Martell. Be the standout Swift.
It's good to see you again, brother.
Yes, so.
I remember, first, how are you?
Yeah, I'm chilling. I did all right, man. Thank God.
Yeah, it's been an interesting time.
It's been a crazy time.
Yes.
But interesting.
Yeah, interesting. And for me, I'm wondering, like, in all of this, what did you learn about yourself?
Okay, that's a beautiful question. I mean, I've learned to appreciate life more.
Yeah.
I've learned to live every day as it comes, you know. I've learned to love more. My faith in God has become more stronger, you know, because there were times when I was helpless, you know, and then God came through for me, you know. So I've just learned to live every day and understand that life is just a phase, you know, like nothing is promised, you know, like it could be here today, tomorrow it could be here, you know, everything is time and seasons, you know, so, and then in everything you give thanks, you know, because like the world is just a circle, you know, like never think it can never be you.
There's this thing about how we live in an industry where, of course, we are trying, or rather, we say we're trying to live life to the fullest.
Right.
We extend ourselves in terms of work, we extend ourselves in terms for play, creativity, all of that. And it's so easy to just, it's so easy for it to just move past you.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And you don't appreciate what it means to be alive.
To be alive.
To just do this.
Right.
How did you, what did creativity become for you then? Or rather, what was it for you at the start? What was creativity to you at the start when you started? And what did it become for you during the last 4 years?
I mean, at the beginning, it was like an escape. It was like an escape route for me, you know. It was not what I really wanted to do, you know. Life pushed me to being a creative, you know. Like, I do it as an hobby in church. You know, like in church, you are part of groups. You know, it's either you're in the choir, or if you're a proper church boy, you're either in the choir or in this department or in that department. I couldn't sing because my voice was always cracking. So in the industry, yeah,
Really sing
traditional, exactly. Wish we knew then, you know. But as at that time, they will have to do like vocal test for you and all of that, and if you don't pass it, they'll be like, you go to this side. So like, I discovered that I could act, you know, like I was good in storytelling. So I joined the drama department just to be seen, just to be part of a community in church, you know. So as time went on, people saw the potentials in me and decided to advise me to take on a career in acting, you know. So it was in acting when I went to a film school to further my craft in acting so that I can be a better actor in church. That was when I met people that had dreams to be video directors. So I now stole their dreams. You know, like I never even knew that there was a career called video directing. Like where we come from, there's no, like you never ever, we didn't even know that there were people called video directors. We only saw music videos. We never even thought of the people behind it. You know.
What's fascinating about video directing to you?
So I think the guys were very cool. The people that were that came to the film school to learn video directing, because they will always gather themselves analyzing new music videos and everything. So it was a cool gathering, you know. So sometimes I just want to hear the arguments. I can remember sometimes they talk about the latest videos. Then anytime Clarence dropped videos over the weekend, on Monday everybody's talking about it. That was when I started getting to notice all them Nigerian directors and everybody. You know, so it sounded very cool, and then I started looking into it, you know, and then there's something about me, anything I put my hand into, with a lot of hard work and energy, I find myself doing it, you know. So I feel like I can do everything to Christ that strengthens me, you know.
There was also love, you know.
Yeah. So I started doing it for the hustle, and it was also a well-paying career. It was paying better than acting, you know. So
So you saw money instantly.
instantly, like my first shoot, actually somebody is going to invest, an artist is going to pay you to make a video, you know. So I made, it wasn't big, but like somebody gave me 50K to make my first video. So for me as a street boy then in the hood, 50K naira was a big deal for me. So I mean, I used the other part of the money to rent equipment, but I still made like 20K from it. That could buy me sneakers then. So I was good. So from there, I said, okay, I found my new love, and then I started doing it. And trust me, I was doing it as a cool guy. I wasn't trying to be number one. I wasn't trying to be the biggest. I wasn't trying to win awards. I was just hustling, you know, neighborhood hero, you know, just doing it for all my guys in the hood. And I just shoot from one place to the other, you know, all my friends that could sing. I was just making some nice incomes, was able to stay in hotel, you know, get pretty girls, buy new sneakers, travel if I want to, you know. So the budget was increasing. I was able to send money back home to my mom. So I felt happy. So like the dream was there was no dream. It was just a career, like nothing extra. You know, I was just making money off it. But as time went on, I had encounters, you know, encounters with a lot of other celebrities, you know, that I really saw how great they were, and I knew that it was important that I also move my craft to the next level, because I saw greatness and I really admired it, and I wanted to also have a taste of it. You know, as time goes on, you start dreaming differently. You know, I started becoming uncomfortable with just the money. I needed more. You know, and in the quest for and the hunger for more, I started aiming for greatness. You know, so it was now not about money anymore. It was about legacy. So that answers your question. When I started up, it was about just making a living and fulfilling my, you know, basic needs. So now it's about, after a while, it moved to building a long-term legacy.
A lot of the time, in our pursuit for greatness,
Right.
we tend to not work side horizontally. So because of how fast it is to get into, because of how sometimes how fast it is to get into the game, everyone wants to hit, and the speed. You need speed also.
Right.
Yeah. So everyone wants to get to the top, but there's also those moments of like learning and honing your skill and trying to improve, or discovering who you are creatively, and it's most important you work horizontally
Right.
amongst your friends, your peers. And for you, working horizontally fulfilled survival.
Right.
How do you get to a realization, or at what point do you get to a realization where legacy becomes more than a bigger draw than survival? Because you've been in survival for so long.
Right. I mean, I think I shared this one time.
Yeah.
I went for a show in I went for an event in Abuja one time with my friend Danny, and then I saw Burna Boy coming, and then the whole crowd went crazy. Like he was coming in from the entrance gate. There were some artists performing on stage. Everybody left the performance and turned their back to him. This was like I think 2021. No, this was like 2018.
Yeah.
And turned their back to him. And everybody looked at him. Like where he was the stage. As he was walking, the whole crowd was. I was backstage. I could see everything. And that was the first time I would be at a show. It was a beautiful feeling. I saw how great somebody could be. It inspired me. Because with me, I'm like, I don't want to say I'm an introvert, but because of work, I barely go out.
Yeah.
So I'm always inside. I'm limited to my comfort zone. So I never really get to experience other people's stories,
Yeah.
So seeing how greatness is appreciated, it inspired me so much. And then I was like, no, I want to be like this guy, in the sense that I want to get into a space and everybody recognize me, not just because of who I am, but because of the work I have put in, because of my legacy, because of my... Like, imagine the whole place boiling because one person stepped in. That night was like an eye-opener for me, So I was like, money can't buy this.
Yeah.
This is what greatness look like, and this is what I want. This is the level I want to take. I don't care what I'm doing. Even if I'm a shoemaker, I want to be so great being a shoemaker. So like at that point, I didn't even care if I was a music video director or a dancer or a musician. I want to attain a level of greatness that anywhere I step into, everybody's going to turn back and be like, this guy is a symbol of hope. Is a symbol of, like, he's a face of a particular art. So I went home that night. I couldn't sleep. Midnight, I was just strategizing. So in 2019, I was like, okay, this is going to be my last year being an ordinary guy,
So you made that decision to be great.
to be great immediately. So that night, I was like, this is going to be my last night being
Regular.
being regular, So from there, I took it up. And then God had this thing. Before I knew it, some crazy videos came in. Naira Marley reached out for my Yahoo Boys. I was like, okay, this is the perfect opportunity because that's like the biggest and the most trendy song in the country. So I went ham, crazy, and then boom. They paid me for the video. I used everything. I added my own money. I didn't even care. Because at that point, what really mattered to me was
Greatness.
I was not even trying to be rich. I didn't even care for money, or I didn't care for anything. I was ready to pay any price for greatness. I was ready to give up my sleep, my money, everything. So did that video, changed everything. My phone started buzzing like it was like drugs. I'll just sit back at home, I'll just be laughing. I'll be laughing. I'll be laughing at nothing because you just sit down, you see everybody you're looking up to that you grew up watching, all in your DMs, trying to get a video from you. It felt like if I met a native doctor at that point, I'll go back and buy him a car because it felt like it was unreal. So everybody just opened up. Everybody was on my phone, and then.
Do you ever get used to that?
Yes, I mean, I felt like it was a conscious decision that I made already. I was ready. It was a decision I made that night that I want to be great. So it was like when you know what you are doing. So it's not like it came to me.
Yeah.
I went to it. Like I saw greatness, I liked it. I went back, drew a plan. I was just lucky. God shined his light on me. Everything I was doing was just playing out. So it was working, but I was prepared because I saw it coming. I knew it was going to come. because I've already sacrificed almost everything. I sacrificed everything, to make sure that it comes. So when it came, I was ready.
I remember a night one day. It was in 2014.
Yeah.
My story involves a lot of like suffering and disadvantage. But 2014, as a 22-year-old, I think, I was in Lagos at Paul's, and we had just changed management at the office then from the Nigerians running it to the Swiss guys, the
Swiss
Germans,
Yeah.
and the Swiss guy. And they were cleaning house. So they fired a lot of people. They were cleaning house, want to get new blood.
Yeah.
They fired a lot of people, and they didn't fire me. And so I asked my boss then, this was a sweet boy, Leo, and he's like, why, what's happened? He's like, yeah, I value you, da, da, da. But I just felt it that it was because he was young also, like he was like 24, so then,
Right.
and this fine white boy. And he was like, but I just knew that he could find commonality with me because we were friends.
Yeah.
We became friends quickly because it's like, you talk funny, and I'm like, you speak English funny. And so, but that night, after that happened, I went home that night and I'm like, my journey would have
Just ended.
ended here. I hadn't even thought I was living out of a backpack in what can be considered an uncompleted building.
Crazy.
And that job was my lifeline. I went home that day and I'm like, I have to be great too.
You have to. You can't just. There's some incidents that happens, and that that no, this is greatness calling. Like
I knew what
this
it
is
was.
a sign.
The next day I woke up and I was great. I started moving greatly.
Bro, you just have to. That was just like that night when I woke up, I was like, this is my last night being an ordinary person. I don't care. Like, I was in Transcorp, and then when I just go back to Lagos, I was like, you know what? I'm done with all this.
And it's almost as if the universe meets you at your
Yeah.
level of like resolve and audacity.
Yeah. You have to be ready to make it's up to you. You have to be ready. It's not about just saying it. You need to live it. It has to happen. You need to once it's time,
Yeah.
you will know, you'll be convinced in yourself. Every part of you will be convinced.
So in a manner of speaking, greatness in itself is personal responsibility.
Yes. Nobody like you just like there's a saying that you can force a donkey or a horse to a camel to the river, but you can't force them to drink. Like people invest so much money in China. That's the problem most people are facing right now in the industry.
Yeah.
They invest so much money on PR branding for an artist, but is the artist really ready to be great? Some people they see other people doing it, they think it's cool. Just like the first phase of my life.
Yeah.
When I saw that people trying to be directors, I felt it was cool, and I was a director. I could have just been a random director,
Yeah.
just making nice bread, because of course I studied, of course I did research, of course I can turn on the camera, of course I know what angles are, but you need to have that encounter. You need to wake up one day and get tired of your situation. Like your situation has to it has to annoy you so bad that you need to hate yourself first.
What annoyed you the most about your situation then?
I just feel like, what am I doing what am I doing in my life? I'm like, this is a human, this is a being. Like this person doesn't have two head. I'm that kind of a person. Like even when we were young, you can't beat. I don't believe anybody can beat me if you are fighting.
Yeah.
Even though you are very experienced, we might actually fight and you beat me, but I will take on the fight.
Yeah.
Because I'd be like, you don't have two heads. I have this crazy audacity.
And what if you win?
Exactly. Do you understand? Because there are chances you might slip on a banana peel or something, and then I rush you, scatter your teeth.
Knock out uppercut. Oh my God.
Do you understand? So like, I always believe that I can't be last among my peers. Like,
Yeah.
I just have that mindset that if somebody can do it, I can do it. So like when I saw it, I was like, okay, you know, that's what I said to myself, that if I'm a musician, and if you look at most of the biggest musicians in Nigeria right now, I think they have that same level of audacity.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm a musician, you can't outsell. You can't outsell. Nobody will outsell in this stadium. Like you can't. I'm ready. Like we'll die on the line. Let's get. That was what when I came into the game as a
Yeah.
music video director, and when I was ready, I was like, I don't. If they're shooting 50 videos, I'll shoot 500. There was a time I was rolling out like 200 videos in a year.
Whoa.
I was ready. I was like, you know what? Whatever you want to, any camera you're shooting, I'm going like, whatever it takes, we are going to make it happen. Like, I know they fall for nobody. You know, if you want to shoot the biggest video today, shout out to you. It's mad. Tomorrow I'm going to double it. You know, like, it's not like a competition or anything, but like, I just knew that I'll always be up I'll always be up for the game, you know. So that was just me. You get me?
I get you. So yesterday I spent all of yesterday with Dibanj,
Right, Banga.
Bangali, beautiful person. I love him so much.
Uh,
And we were having a conversation about the industry.
right.
And then he was like, he pulled up a video and said, oh my God, this is the level, this is the height of what I consider to be African creativity. Like well expressed, all of that. Guess what music video it was?
Was
Shaolin.
oh crazy.
Yeah. And I was just smiling. I was like, it was Shaolin. I'm like, okay.
Shaolin has a crazy story. Shaolin. Okay, let me tell you the story of Shaolin for the first time here.
Yeah.
I was gonna have my transplant, my surgery, the week. So when Seyi Vibez reached out to shoot Shaolin, that period I wasn't shooting. I was sad. I was depressed. That was when I was gonna have my second surgery.
Yeah.
Was it my second? Yes. So I've waited for it for over 6 months. I was already sad. I was very depressed because after the field one, I was in my feelings. So she reached out to me that he wants to shoot. He reached out to me in December that he wanted to shoot. So I wasn't so sure if I was strong enough to even shoot. So that time I just came out of a field surgery. I was very sick. But I was very depressed. I needed something to get me out of my shell. So the options were, should I take on this video to distract my mind? Because one of the reasons why I was actually sad and depressed was because I couldn't create. The pain wasn't my problem. Like, I'm the type that I understand that shit happens in life, you know. Pain is part of life. So the pain was part of it, but like it wasn't the major. It was the fact that I was looking at everything for 6 months. I couldn't create. I was losing my mind. You know, so when she reached out to me, for like 2 months, I was contemplating if I should take on the job. I spoke to my doctors. He said, yeah, I mean, that could put me on some medications, get me stronger, and then I could take on the job. I wasn't so sure. I left it because my surgery was closed. So I was supposed to go in for my surgery, then they moved it a month. So as they postponed it to another month, I was like, oh, okay. Since I have 1 free month, it made everything worse because I was already anticipating that, okay, I'm going to go into the surgery, get this done, get back to my life. Now it's been moved to another month again. So I was messed up. I was like, okay, you know what? Let me just use this 1 month to do Shaolin and then do the post-production. So I was upset when I was shooting Shaolin. Like, I was coming out of a very dark place. I was not
Yeah,
I was
you had
in
to-
a very dark place.
Yeah.
So the video had no treatment.
With ample justification.
The video had no treatment. It was just a lot of rage. It was just a lot of anger and me not being able to create for a very long time, and then just I'm like, you know what?
You're pouring it here.
This is me being aggressive.
Yeah,
know.
it was beautiful.
You know what's crazy?
What?
There were so many scenes that didn't make that video.
No way.
What I wanted to, because Ramadan was coming,
Yeah.
so we had like 1 week to Ramadan because the video had a lot of CGI.
Yeah.
So those CGIs were so crazy, but CGI always needs like a lot of time for
Right.
post production.
True.
So we're trying to drop it before
Ramadan.
Ramadan because once you get into Ramadan, promotion might be a bit difficult, and he will be fasting. He might not be very active and all of that. So we just had like 5 days for post production. So I was like, okay, let me just see what I can do. So I just had to work with the clips that didn't need so much CGI, because, bruh,
Yeah, you went crazy.
I wanted to, I wanted to like, I was, you know, when you've not been with your woman for the longest time, and
Yep.
then
Yeah, and you're starving.
I just wanted to go. I'm glad when it dropped, everybody was.
Yeah, that was the epic. So when he said it yesterday, when Banga said it yesterday, I just smiled. I'm like, yeah,
Wow.
that's my homie, TG.
I'm glad.
Yeah,
A lot of people liked it.
it was-
Olamide also really. Olamide called me up and told me he really liked it. That was when I knew that was the shit.
Yeah, it's the height of African creativity, to be fair. And so when you're knowing how powered you were, you know, with Legacy, and then having to experience this blip where your body was giving up on you,
Mm-hmm.
and you had to go through that. How did that? What was your, or rather, I'm trying to frame this right. What was your in relationship with creativity then? What did it become to you at that point?
I was heartbroken. You know, because just as I said, it was depressing because I have already I've gotten to a place in my life where I've reprogrammed my life and I have dedicated everything about me to creating. You know, like it's just like a priest that I've sworn his life and everything to serving the
Yeah.
church.
Taking
you
your
know.
oath.
Yeah, so I've taken my oath to creativity, you know. No love life, nothing. I was just creating. And now it was almost being taken away from me. So I had to start looking at other means. So that was when I designed these glasses.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
as an outlet.
Yeah, it was in the hospital that I started designing glasses. And now went into being a creative director proper. I did Flavor's album art cover. I was doing more the things I could do on my hospital bed. I was building brands. You know, I was building characters for artists and personalities.
Oh, nice.
You know, so because if I couldn't be present on sets, I didn't want. Cause it took me a long time for me to accept.
Yeah.
You know, because after a while, I started feeling like I was losing my powers, you know. Yeah, after a while I started feeling like I was losing my powers. So I had to shift it because I feel like I'm an all-round creative person.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't really have to be about the camera. So I started designing glasses, designing clothes, branding, doing artist, creative directing, you know, doing stage, you know.
Whoa.
Yeah, I might not be present, but like I do the primary sketches and send out to people to get it done. So I was just like Professor X on his wheelchair. I was just in the hospital bed distributing ideas, you know, because like the idea, it was crazy. The ideas were just because I was alone, just me and my ceiling, you know, gray ceilings, just
And-
thinking.
And I know you said solitude is your default state,
Right.
but when it was, that was because you chose it.
Yeah.
But when you could not make that decision again,
Yeah.
what did you still value solitude like that?
To be honest, I imagine if I was never a if I was never by myself, you know, I don't know how life would have been. So I think that was what it felt like. I was preparing myself for the worst days. You get me? So it actually helped me. That's why you don't see me. I can actually be by myself for like a year. Like
How
I'm
about the
just
need
chill.
for human interaction? You know.
I don't know if it's crazy, but like I speak to myself so much. Like I'm always in my head. It's sometimes it's scary, but like as long as I have YouTube, I have my phone, you know, I just because sometimes I get tired of people. Sometimes I want people,
Yeah.
but then we start conversations, and then sometimes I want to be by myself. Like I like having people around, but I get bored having people around. You get me? So it's I don't know if it's like I'm trying to get the diagnosis.
Yeah, you don't have too much of a bandwidth.
Yeah,
So,
so
you,
like
you exhaust your bandwidth, and then you have to go back,
go back
recharge.
to my
You
shell.
know.
You know? So like I get used to being by myself. That's why it's all through this journey I've just most times people want to come visit me, but I don't know how to explain to them that I think I just send me a message.
Yeah.
I'll appreciate it. I think I'm better by myself, you know, because like it gets exhausting sometimes, you know. So
Yeah, and if you have the sort of mind that is always spinning.
my head is see I have podcasts in my head. I have 2,000 podcasts in my head.
Trust me, I
Whereby
understand.
I ask myself questions and I answer. Sometimes I might sit down a whole day in my house and then I'm having a conversation. I'm interviewing myself. What do you think about the state of the nation? You see, I think my mind is a very wet place.
Yeah, it is, and that's the beauty of it, you know.
And that's why I had to limit when I was even using some substance. I had to limit it to a certain level because if I try to go beyond that, I might lose my mind because my mind is always very, very.
Yeah.
Even when in the hospital when some anesthesias was given to me,
Yeah.
it was always a struggle in my head.
No way.
Nah, cause like my mind is. If I ever try to that's why I've never tried paying any or anything. If I try it, I feel like I'm gonna run mad immediately because like my mind is super, super, super active.
You already tripping upstairs. So what's the point?
If you go over, yeah, I'm just gonna go overboard. You know? There was one night I was literally crying. I felt like I was going to cross.
No
That's
way.
why there's so much. I felt like I was like, I don't want to cross. I don't want to cross him. Cruise,
We all know we've been there before. We've been there.
I mean,
before.
it's good for people to know their limit.
Yeah.
Understand your mind and then know what's good for you. I think that's why a lot of people get addicted quickly because you don't even know. There's a level to what your head can take.
Yep.
Just don't follow, no go follow them carry with you.
Waiting if you carry.
Waiting if you carry.
Easing yourself back into creativity. When you stepped back in, what was different about the industry in the time that you were not
Active.
Yeah, what was different? What did you?
Wow, a lot have really changed, man.
What hit you first the most?
I'm still trying to get back in proper.
Okay.
I'm just taking it slow and steady because I'm not back fully, but I'm just spying. But what I've noticed about the industry is the game has really changed. Now everybody's settling for visualizers. And just like you tweeted, there are no more investors in the business.
So, but do you think that's a this visualizer movement, do you think it's a reflection
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
dwindling investment?
yeah. People don't see the value for music videos anymore like it used to be. And I also think it's because of how much TikTok and other visual elements have downplayed the. Before you only have to wait for a music video to see your superstar.
Yeah,
You only see your superstars in music videos.
sure.
But now you can see them on Instagram, you can see them on TikTok, you can see them. So they feel like I can announce my song from my iPhone on TikTok with a TikTok challenge. And then the music video doesn't have to do anything. So it has dropped down the value of music videos. So people don't really, it's just a few people that understand the power of branding, that still respect their brand, that still feel like it's important to invest in music videos. So that has really cut down. When I started, I used to pull off like 150 music videos in a year. Now it's almost impossible for the next generation of directors. If the director shoots 15 videos in a year, that's big. 20 video in a year. Like when I mean 20 videos, not visualizers, proper videos
Yeah.
in a year, that's big. During like 2020, 2019, I was shooting 150, 120,
No.
and I'm sure Clarence used to shoot like 400, 300 videos. So then it was just music videos to show yourself. Your fans, your audience only know you from your music videos. But now your fans know your house.
True.
You understand? They know the color of your bed sheet.
True.
So all of those things I heard people talk about music videos are devalued, or because if you see a masquerade every day, you're not going to want to come out to watch the big during the masquerade festival.
True.
Because what's the essence of coming to the masquerade festival if you have the masquerade Snapchat handle and you can see the masquerade every day dressing up and everything? So that's why I see artists like Wizkid, Asake, and a few of them, their music videos still pull weight
Yeah.
because they are quite, even terms and the likes, they are quite very mysterious, or they're quite laid back. They don't give out so much. I feel like as an artist, you need to also, for music videos to actually hold weight, an artist needs to, just like Wizkid said in Come Closer, come clean like me, coming at me video.
Yeah.
Like your music video has to show, like that has to be it. So those are like some of the things I noticed when I came back. I noticed that the game is not as, and everything is super hyped now.
Yeah.
Everything is so expensive. So it even made it worse. Before I could pull off a video for 2.5 million naira, but now I can't even do that. Now you have to pay like times 100 of that
No way.
to make a music video, proper music video. Not even times 2, times 100. So and I also feel so it's only when an artist have like international sponsorship or funding, or is actually doing tours, or has proper money, that he can actually shoot a proper video. Or he has, just as you said, Yahoo boys are not funding anything. Or he has good investors.
Yeah.
So now that there are no investors, music videos are very expensive now. So they need proper investors to actually fund music videos. So, and music video doesn't make as much money as it ought to make for artists, because the money you spend in trying to shoot, you might never make it back. But the whole idea of music video is to brand you, to put you, it's to make believe. But it's so sad that even for me as a creative director, because I don't just shoot music video, I try to make you look like a mega superstar.
Yeah.
I finish making you look like a mega superstar in a music video. Tomorrow, you are inside down for shooting TikTok content. You have spoiled everything we've created from the. So sometimes, most of them don't even align with the brand and the personality that we've created from the music video, just because they're trying to get engagement and all of that. So it's actually a struggle. The whole desperation for clout and everything has really ruined a lot of things.
So, if we're sacrificing branding,
Yeah.
branding and narrative. We're sacrificing the magic for more connectivity.
Right.
And downstream of that is seeing how quantity over quality has become a thing.
Right.
Hyper production, hyper contentification.
Bro.
Everything's content now.
Everything.
Like if I
Content is gold.
yeah, exactly. And so what does it now and that, understanding this landscape and now pairing it with the very specific reality of dwindling foreign investment in our local music, what's the lifeline for directors what's the lifeline now for directors getting into it? What's the lifeline? Is there a pivot?
It's to be fair.
And everybody now shoots content.
To be fair, I think the tag music video director is actually dying down.
Okay.
It's gonna be unfair to say, but like, I feel like we are the last bridge. Like, you understand? Like, cause every record label now has creative team.
Yeah.
Every artist has like a personal photographer now shooting their visualizers and everything. People don't even, most artists shoot that now, People don't even turn to directors like that, or else some of the luck I have is because I also have like some of the clouds they are looking for sometimes.
Yeah.
Because with my followership on Twitter and on Instagram and my personality, it could also expose a video to a new client.
True.
Or new audience.
That's a value-added service.
That's a value-added service. Those are some of the few benefits I still hold. But if you don't hold that now, it's 2026. Everybody can film. Your phone can shoot you. What people do with their iPhones, it's crazy. Before you see a digital camera, as of 2019, to see a digital camera that is going to shoot you good picture quality, it takes connection. Just between 2019 to 2026, in just 7 years, everything has changed.
There's a camera in everything.
There's
now.
a camera in
everything, and
everything.
for everything.
Everything, so like, it's crazy. Everybody has. Before, being a camera operator or a cameraman was a career, but now, on Christmas Day, your parents will take you to a photo studio to go and shoot. But now, Christmas Day, you dress up, your father will use his iPhone, snap. You understand? Everything is documented. So, photo studios are dying.
Yeah.
This, that, Now, AI has made everything worse.
Yeah.
So, like, the career is becoming crazy. I feel like it's dying.
Yeah.
But you can't predict. You can't really tell. Where everything is gonna go. So I just feel like everybody needs to take their life very serious. It's now way harder than when we came in. When we came in, I needed to just do a little thing to blow everybody's mind. But now, because AI has already spoiled everybody's eye, there's no amount of VFX you want to even do that is going to blow anybody's mind, because they can just put the prompt on AI and get it done. So like, people are extremely wild. So it's hard to wow people. I see boys drop videos and call it visualizer. I'll be like, if I shot this video in 2019, I'll be a billionaire, because like I'm going to charge you 50 million naira for this.
Yeah.
And now boys will shoot it with everything and call it a visualizer. I'll be like, is this like, they are not even proud of the quality.
Yeah.
The qualities are so crazy and people are not even proud of it. Like, it's so difficult because there's so much good videos everywhere, and then it's just like, now it's normal. Cameras are everywhere. So you need to be extra. You need to go spiritual to go find the ideas that's going to wow people. And when I shot Afro Culture, I had to think. That's why now I can't even shoot as much as I used to shoot, because every video has to be. You have to first of all think for everybody,
Yeah.
and then think against everybody before even shooting, because the video just needs to stand out. That's the only way, and it's so difficult. So I mean, but we are just humans.
Yeah.
We can only predict from what we see. God has the final answer.
True.
Only
Just-
God knows.
Yeah, for me, AI is taken with what AI has done in my industry. I just think I tried every day I react to it, every day I respond to it, but I just think it's just to stay nimble and adaptable,
It's crazy.
just to stay nimble, stay adaptable, and so now, for you now, 2026, you are easing yourself back into the game
Right.
and knowing how much you learned about yourself and the powers of your creativity and the depth of your creativity, also the depth and breadth, because you did a lot. What's your relationship with creativity going to be like going forward now?
Legacy. Because like my experience with life has been a very crazy one. Like I think I've seen it to a certain level that nothing is promised. So I shoot every video like it's my last. You get me? So how will you shoot if today is gonna be the last video you're gonna shoot? You get me? So for me, every music video I come across or every project I lay my hands on is about leaving a long lasting legacy. You feel me? So
Yeah.
like anything I put my hands on, I want something that's gonna last for generations. You get me? So it's before it was about greatness, but now it's like greatness pro max, because I can't just even take on any video. I can't take on any song. The song has to relate to where I'm going to, and where I'm going to is far, So like that's why I like to talk about video, like my most recent video, Afro Culture,
Yeah.
for Flavor. Songs like that. It's like it's about Africa.
Okay.
It's about who I am, where I'm from, my people. It's about culture. It's about art.
Yeah.
So to me, right now, it's about creating art.
Yeah.
That's where I am right now. Everlasting art, long-lasting
That's
art.
Okay.
You get so.
I get you.
Creativity for me right now is just all about legacy.
Legacy. And so I'm happy to see you once
happy,
again. I'm happy to see you. Thanks for coming to my home.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, this is the like I said before we even started filming. I said this is the first time you've been in my home, and
Yeah.
I've been in yours a lot of times.
Yes,
A
sir.
lot of times. You have such a beautiful home.
Oh,
Yeah.
the same. I mean,
If I-
I went to your office and it's so inspiring.
yeah. Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
a lot.
you. Keep the creativity, brother. I look forward
Keep
to it
it
all
up.
the time.
Afrobeats Intelligence. OkayAfrica.
Thank you.